whether they are human at all. What if I told you that there is a present source, while others simply ask, how does someone like you exist? Scientists may not have a title for it, but psychologists refer to it as producing presence, while others simply ask, how does someone like you exist? Here's a crazy fact. According to studies, individuals can unconsciously perceive another person's energy within 7 seconds of meeting them. However, for a selected one, those 7 seconds may last a lifetime. Why? Because their presence creates a lasting impression. And if you're wondering whether they are fueled by coffee, kale, or some cosmic cheat code, the answer is considerably more straightforward. They are simply constructed differently. Their aura does not whisper, it roars. I am here, and you will never forget me, so buckle up. By the conclusion of this film, you may wonder whether you've met one of these exceptional people, or, even more fascinating, if you're the one everyone can't stop staring at. For starters, you emit a very high frequency. You emit a frequency that most people cannot perceive. It's not something you do consciously, it's just who you are. When you enter a room, the energy alters. People notice without realizing it. They seem to be reacting to something unseen yet evident. Your presence does more than simply demand attention. It controls it, leaving others intrigued and uncomfortable. It is not about being loud or showy. You may be entirely quiet. Nonetheless, everyone's gaze is drawn to you. What makes this so astonishing is that your energy does not work on standard frequencies. Most individuals follow regular patterns in their lives, but you don't. For others, it's like being near a thunderstorm. Electrifying, yet also scary. They don't know why they're attracted to you or why they feel off balance in your company, but they realize you're unlike anybody else they've met. This frequency you transmit is not simply about charm or confidence. It goes deeper than that. It's the way you carry yourself, with a firm feeling of purpose. Even if you're not actively attempting to prove anything, you exude a calm intensity, a magnetic draw that others can't resist. It makes them marvel how one individual can emit so much without trying. Your energy also defies established standards. It's almost as if it breaks the comfy routine of mediocrity that most people maintain. They detect something unique, something they cannot touch or imitate, and it leaves them speechless, whether they confess it or not. Your energy causes many to feel for the first time in years. It's more than simply being there, it's a memorable experience. Number 2, you defy the accepted norms of age and time. You seem to defy time itself, as if the traditional norms of aging do not apply to you. People cannot figure things out. They look at you and wonder why you seem so alive, so full of life, while many around them are weighted down by age. It's not only about your physical look, however. That in itself is stunning. It is the energy that you carry. There is brightness in your eyes, how you travel through life, like someone unaffected by the weight of the world. For most individuals, aging means deterioration. They anticipate you to lose your spark when you settle into the drab routines that life often imposes. But you don't play by those rules if they're dragging you down. You're walking taller, smiling brighter, and seem to have discovered a secret formula. And maybe you have. It's not about lotions, diets, or gym memberships. It's about how you've connected with something deeper. You chose sincerity over pretense, progress over stagnation, and serenity over turmoil. This alignment offers you a radiance vigor that cannot be bottled or purchased. People notice it even if they can't identify it. They could inquire, "What is your secret?" But what they really want to know is how you stay so lively while the rest of us are exhausted by life. This rejection of time is not just outward. It is in your spirit. You're not burdened by regrets, grudges, or the desire for affirmation. Your inner freedom radiates outward, making you seem ageless. You are evidence that life does not have to tire you out. It has the potential to uplift you if you let it. That, above all, is what leaves people stunned. Number 3, you exude a comforting air. People, even if they've only met you once, sense a connection with you. It's as if your presence connects with a part of them. They are completely unaware of their existence, as if you're the missing piece of a jigsaw they've been attempting to solve their whole lives. It isn't something you say or do, it's just the way you are. You carry an aura that feels secure, like home, while also awakening something strong and unexplained. People feel at ease with you, frequently opening up in ways they never imagined they could. Strangers often divulge their innermost secrets, and friends often say things like, "I don't know why, but I feel like I can tell you anything." This is the influence you have. It is not about charm or persuasion. It's about how your energy silently demolishes barriers that others have spent years constructing. But it's not just about comfort. You elicit a deeper, more primal response from others. They may be unable to explain it. However, being near you seems like a reminder of what they have lost. It's almost as if you're a conduit to something greater than oneself, a link to a greater truth, a lost knowledge, or a feeling of belonging they didn't realize they needed. Your energy is distinguished by its dual nature. On the one hand, you put people at ease, but you also force them to face aspects of themselves that they would rather ignore. It's simultaneously reassuring and scary. People are attracted to you while also being perplexed as to how someone like you could exist. You are more than simply someone they meet. You're someone people can sense in their spirit, deep level. Number 4, your remarks have the weight of truth. When you talk, it is more than simply conversation. It is a revelation. People can't help but notice the weight of your words, the depth that impacts them in unexpected ways. It is not only important what you say, but how you express it. Your voice exudes a conviction that is almost otherworldly, as if the cosmos has chosen you as its representative. Each phrase falls with accuracy, as if it was designed just for the occasion, leaving listeners hanging on every syllable. Your comments have a way of cutting through the clutter, avoiding superficial niceties, and getting right to the core of the issue. They don't just resonate, they produce an echo. Staying with individuals long after the talk is over, it's not unusual for them to repeat your remarks in their heads, recognizing later how deeply they've been affected. They may not always acknowledge it, but your truth compels them to ponder, reassess their decisions, and in some cases, face hard facts they have been avoiding. This may make you memorable, even unpleasant. For others, your ability to communicate with such clarity is encouraging, like a light shining through the veil of uncertainty. Others find it terrifying, as if you've revealed facts they weren't prepared to confront. In any case, your remarks are powerful and command attention. You don't waste breath on pointless banter, and others believe you speak with purpose, and that's unusual in a world full of hollow chatter. Your voice becomes a mirror, reflecting realities that others may not be aware they needed to hear. It is not just communication, it is change. That's why your words are remembered long after they're spoken, Number 5, you see through the matrix of lies. Your mind operates like a beautifully tuned instrument, easily cutting through the cacophony of falsehood and illusion. You don't just view the world as it is given, you see the layers behind the reasons, the machinations, and the secret hands pulling the strings, whilst others may accept things at face value. You question, analyze, and expose. It is not paranoia, it is clarity, a vision that is not blurred by the distractions that most people succumb to. This transforms you into a formidable opponent. You are a problem to people who feed on falsehoods and illusions they are unable to solve. You don't just recognize dishonesty, you deconstruct it. When someone attempts to mislead you, it's as if they're stepping into an unexpected spotlight. You see the tiny contradictions, the tone that does not match the words, the body language that reveals their intentions, and the energy that does not fit the tale they are delivering. It isn't simply about intelligence. Many individuals are intelligent, yet nonetheless bound inside the confines of conventional conventions. Your talent is the ability to observe this system as it exists. The regulations were intended to keep people complacent. The narratives that keep control. Fear influences decision-making. You see through it all and don't play along. This clarity makes you dangerous to those who use deceit to preserve control. They can't influence you since you figured out their plan before they do. It's not just disturbing, it's scary for them. They're used to folks falling in line. But you're the one that gets out of formation and says, I see exactly what you're doing. In that moment, their illusions fall. 6th, you emanate an energy that both cures and frightens others. Your energy is a paradox. It is both comfortable and confronting, healing and frightening. It's as if you carry an invisible energy that uncovers the truth in people, whether they're ready or not. When you're present, people feel seen, not just on the surface, but at the heart of who they are. This is why some people find comfort in your company, while others are absolutely distraught. To people that are willing to develop, your energy feels like a balm. It calms their pandemonium and restores clarity where there was confusion. You don't need to say much. Simply being there provides an environment in which people may breathe, reflect, and begin to heal. However, it isn't magic. It may seem that way to them. It's just your capacity to hold up a mirror to their spirit, revealing their own brightness and potential. But what about individuals who wear masks or believe in illusions? Your presence is like an unwanted spotlight. They may not understand why, but being around you is uneasy, even menacing. It's not like you're attempting to expose them. Your energy automatically eliminates pretenses. Their vulnerabilities surface. That carefully created mask is beginning to fracture, and they are forced to confront aspects of themselves that they have ignored. This duality strengthens your presence. People cannot ignore you. They either lean in, desiring the healing you unknowingly provide, or they withdraw, unable to bear the facts you expose. It is a gift for those who are willing to accept change, but a curse for those who are afraid of it. In any case, your energy has a long-lasting influence, causing others to examine who they really are. Number 7, you are unshakable. Be linked with a greater cause. Your life is not driven by passing trends, trivial desires, or external affirmation. While others strive for titles, money, and acceptance, you go through the world with a deeper sense of purpose that seems almost impenetrable. It is not arrogance, it is certainty. You understand who you are, why you're here, and what's actually important. And that connection gives you a calm power that most people cannot understand. This inner understanding does not imply that you are immune to obstacles, just the contrary. But when others are sidetracked by setbacks, you stay steadfast. Obstacles that would rock most individuals to their core hardly move your surface. It's not like you're immune to suffering or disappointment. It's important you recognize that these experiences are fleeting and frequently serve a larger purpose in your path. This viewpoint makes you seem practically invincible to people observing from the outside. People are attracted to you because of this connection, even if they may not completely comprehend it. They are impressed by someone who does not flinch in the face of hardship or give in to cultural pressures. At the same time, it may cause jealousy or bewilderment. They marvel how someone can remain so grounded in a world geared to unsettle them. The fact is that your alignment does not need to be flawless. It's about prioritizing. You've decided to prioritize development, honesty, and realizing your greater mission. That decision has set you apart, serving as a light for those seeking clarity, while challenging others who cling to superficiality. Your invincibility isn't about escaping life's storms. It's about standing tall among them, knowing you're precisely where you're supposed to be. Number 8, you question the basic concept of human limits. You operate at a level that causes others to reassess what is possible, whether it's how you overcome obstacles, the depth of your perseverance, or the breadth of your accomplishments. Something about you seems unearthly. You don't just defy expectations, you break them, leaving others amazed at how someone can manage life with such power, elegance, and accuracy. To the outer world, you are an enigma. You confront challenges that would crush others. Nonetheless, you emerge stronger, as if the difficulty drives you. It's not that you don't feel the weight of life's challenges, you do. But where others might shatter, you bend. Where others see barriers, you see doors. This capacity to rise above adversity inspires individuals while also unsettling them, requiring them to examine the limitations they've set for themselves. What makes you even more extraordinary is that you never come off as invincible or distant. You embody both strength and vulnerability, demonstrating that resilience isn't about shutting off emotions, but rather knowing how to navigate them without losing oneself. This blend of strength and humanity is unique, which is why your presence is so powerful. People can't stop comparing themselves to you. They wonder how someone like this can exist. How can they not just survive but thrive under pressure? It is not just your acts, it's the way you embody the notion that limitations are often illusions. You don't just question the bounds that others believe in. You completely disintegrate them, demonstrating via example that we are all capable of more than we know. In your presence, people begin to evaluate their own reasons and limits. Few people can claim to have that type of authority. Number 9, you unintentionally disturb power relations. You don't have to raise your voice or make a great declaration to get things moving. Your entire presence questions the power dynamics around you, and you do it easily. You don't desire control, yet when you enter a room, the vibe shifts. It's as if an unseen force has rearranged everything. People who earlier believed they had the upper hand now feel uneasy, while others who have been neglected are attracted to your energy. You disturb the current quo just by being yourself, since others feel emboldened by your presence. That is what gives you such a strong effect. Leaders, in particular, see you as threatening. It's not because you explicitly threaten their authority, but because your honesty and confidence reveal flaws in their own leadership. They realize that you don't need their approval to exist. which makes them uneasy. They've worked hard to keep control, but you may easily undercut their efforts without lifting a finger. At the same time, followers gravitate toward you. They recognize something about you that they may not even be aware of, an alignment with truth, courage, and self-confidence that motivates individuals to break free from their own constraints. You do not lead by dominance, you lead by example. You teach them the route to confidence, freedom, and self-reliance. And it is a much more effective style of leadership than any office could provide. Manipulators, on the other hand, cannot tolerate you. You see straight through them, and your very presence reveals their secret objectives. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. The more you live your truth, the more uncomfortable they get. Realizing they can't control you or anybody else, you eventually tip the balance by just being yourself. That is a power that no one can match. Number 10. Your loneliness feels mysterious. Your seclusion has an unmistakable charm. People are attracted to your enthusiasm, but they don't understand why you choose to escape from it all. Your demand for space makes no sense to them. It's as if you're keeping a secret or live in a realm beyond their grasp. They observe as you draw back, creating a feeling of mystery about you. You are not attempting to isolate yourself from the rest of the world. It's because you're protecting something much too valuable to give out freely. Your seclusion is not indicative of weakness or indifference. It's a strong act of self-preservation. You recognize that your energy is limited and that giving it out too frequently will dilute its effectiveness. When you withdraw, you are not escaping from people. You are recovering your own essence. Your inner world is a location of extraordinary depth, and you understand that only by spending time in it can you replace what the outside world drains from you. To others, your loneliness evokes desire. They don't understand why you don't continually seek connection or affirmation, and why you seem to be satisfied on your own. They have been educated that continuous engagement is required for satisfaction. However, you've discovered that genuine satisfaction comes from being at peace with yourself, harmonizing with your own energy, rather than attempting to feed off the energy of others. People don't recognize that your periods of seclusion are when you're closest to your genuine self. You're not fleeing from the world. You are ready to present your most powerful, true self. Your loneliness is not a mystery to you. It is a necessary component of the enchantment you bring to everything you touch. Number 11. Your presence causes people to ponder. Simply being around you may cause deep change in others, whether they are ready for it or not. Your existence functions as a mirror, reflecting back the reality of who individuals are. It doesn't matter what you say or do, it's all about the energy you emit. The influence you create is subtle yet clear. For some, it inspires them to strive for the best version of themselves. They begin to examine their boundaries, choices, and potential in ways they never had before. You show them that they are capable of much more than they previously imagined, and they rise to meet this new image of themselves. However, for some, your presence might serve as a wake-up call that they are not yet prepared for the discomfort they experience when they see you as a consequence of the gap between where they are and where they could be. Your energy compels people to examine their own flaws, unrealized potential, and ways in which they've settled for less than they deserve. It may be paralyzing. Instead of being encouraged to develop, individuals may find themselves stuck in dread, overwhelmed by the gap between who they are and who they might be. They can't help but feel the weight of their own limitations, and they often avoid you because you force them to confront what they've been avoiding. You are a catalyst for change, whether others choose to accept it or not. When others meet you, they are compelled to reflect on their own life and decisions. They either rise to the challenge of being their finest selves, or they withdraw from the difficulty of realizing their own potential. In any case, you leave a lasting imprint that changes them in some manner, whether via inspiration or introspection. Number 12. You make the impossible appear attainable. When others see what you are capable of, they are often left speechless. You don't just endure harsh conditions, you thrive in them. Whether it's your perseverance, ingenuity, or sheer willpower, you make the impossible appear practically simple. Challenges that would break most people appear to drive you and those watching as you beat the odds. It's not magic, but it certainly seems like it to those who observe. When people look at you, they can't help but feel a sense of optimism. They witness someone who goes beyond what they believed was possible, and it completely transforms their perspective on life. People are conditioned to think that there are limitations to what they can do, how much they can bear, and the kind of life they can live. You, however, are a living contrast to that idea. You reset the standard of what is feasible and push the boundaries of what is conceivable. Your capacity to face the most difficult obstacles and overcome them encourages others to confront their own excuses and self-imposed limitations. When people look at you, they wonder whether they are capable of doing this. So, what's holding me back? The way you manage difficulties demonstrates that genuine strength does not come from avoiding problems. It comes from confronting problems head-on and emerging stronger each time. You don't merely show folks that the impossible can be accomplished. You demonstrate to them that it is an attitude, a decision to persevere when everything seems to be against you. And when they see you do it again, they begin to feel that maybe, just maybe, they too can do so. You become live evidence that human potential is infinite, and that is a force few can resist. In a world that feeds on constraints, you are live evidence that barriers are designed to be shattered. Your life is not only remarkable, it's a daily reminder to everyone around you that the impossible is only a perspective, not a reality. You don't try to impress others, yet your sheer presence causes change in those who meet you, from your unwavering energy to your capacity to flourish in settings where others struggle. You question people's preconceived notions about themselves and their potential. You don't just exist. You change the environment around you, forcing people to face their own truths, strengths, and limits. Leaders can feel intimidated. Followers feel inspired. Even manipulators are revealed in your wake. You move through life like an unstoppable force, leaving a path of individuals who either rise to meet the challenge you represent or recede to escape the mirror you shine on their vulnerabilities. Finally, what you provide to the world is more than simply the power of accomplishment and strength. It's an irrefutable fact that human potential has no limitations. You make the impossible seem attainable. In doing so, you awaken a deeper, sometimes unsaid aspect of people around you. They begin to doubt their previously accepted limits and wonder whether they, too, have the potential to become something more. You do not have to talk loudly or demand attention. Your energy talks volumes and the world listens. You are living evidence that when you live in accordance with your actual nature, there are no boundaries to what you can do, and no one will ever underestimate your strength again. You are a force, an enigma, a mystery, and your existence will change the planet forever. If this message spoke to you, if you felt a spark of recognition deep inside, don't let it die. This is the energy you have been looking for, the type of epiphany that can transform everything. If you want to hear more of the truth, more of these breakthroughs, and more methods to realize your full potential, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Join this group of like-minded individuals who are eager to embrace the unusual, infinite, and unabashedly powerful. Hit the subscribe button and enable alerts, because this adventure is only just getting started, and you don't want to miss a single second of what comes next. Together, we are not merely altering the game, we are redefining the rules. Welcome to the next level. God bless you,